Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, with everybody pushing to do more and more Sand Devil, because it's now really valuable. It's like one of the most valuable places for a later game player to play. I thought I'd try and find some teams, or a team at least, that doesn't need GODSEEKER, because every video out there is basically GODSEEKER, and I did one the other day as well. I'm no different. It's basically GODSEEKER with whoever, like Ninja generally. I've deleted my team. Anyway, it's basically GODSEEKER and Ninja. And yeah, they kind of like two-man the team. I did do a video the other day with GODSEEKER and Ninja, much slower speeds, or GODSEEKER and Farakin, again, much slower speeds. I didn't call it out in the video because I didn't know it at the time, but you do need at least a 4-star blessing on GODSEEKER to make those speeds work. Otherwise, you have to go with the higher speed variant, which is, I guess I apologize. I put it now in the pinned comment, but I didn't know it when I was building the team out. Anyway, what I did was I went onto the optimizer, and you guys can do this as well, by the way. And I just went into Sand Devil Necropolis in the team optimizer section, into stage 25, and I hit find team. And then I said, because I don't want to show you GODSEEKER, exclude GODSEEKER. And I was like, right, let's see if I can find some interesting teams. And generally, it was just like, bam, void legendaries, void legendaries. There was not really much in the way of like low bob teams until I stumbled across this one. Where are you? This one. I was like, this is interesting. Gorlos and Mother Sibel. What's going on here? So kind of went into that. And then I went the other way and I was like, well, let's see if I can find teams that always have Mother Sibel in it. So we applied that filter. And I started to find some interesting stuff. So 2-man with Gorlos and Mother Sibel. 3-man with Septimus. How this is slower, I do not know. Honestly, I haven't tried to build it, but I don't understand why it's slower. But anyway, this is the one that I've built out because I'm just like, these are probably champions that are living in a vault or not really used a lot. And felt like it was really quite interesting, especially using an epic that doesn't get a lot of love. You've got people like Farakin in the same group, but he does less damage, I guess, or does damage slower. So his is a slower build. You've got it with people like Armageddon, but then the times start to get a bit silly. So I left those ones out. Anyway, so I went into the builds. The Mother Sibel build is quite quick, kind of similar really to if you were doing a GODSEEKER build. Immortal and regen, the normal sort of stuff you need for this type of fight. 280 speed is what you want with good health and good defense. That's the only stats you care about here. The right speed, good HP, good defense in Immortal and regen gear. The blessing is irrelevant, so I just went Soul Reaper so that it didn't kind of like muddy the waters. Masteries, basically you're just going with tank masteries, but also trying to bring healing type of masteries alongside. No turn meter boosting masteries at all. If you want to pick a blessing because you've got one that makes sense, then Miracle Heal is the one that makes sense, but it's not required. So 280 speed, and then we had Gorlos, who again, I've just gone masteries which give him accuracy, so he needs to land his ability. The accuracy requirement's quite high, but the speed's not. And then give me more healing, give me less damage, basically. That's what the masteries are saying. You need to be a bit careful. You can't have the counter-attack mastery on Retribution because you don't want to trigger his A1 more than he normally does it. But basically what we do is we go this HP burn and drop defense. This is where his damage comes from. It's quite interesting, actually. I didn't think it should do as much damage as it does, but it really is a good ability. So, yeah, get some good damage away from that. Again, regen gear, I've gone with accuracy gear alongside it. 156 to 158 feels like the speed range. Defensive stats after you've hit your accuracy. So you need your 525 accuracy and then as many defensive stats as you can get. And then if we get into the fight, so the team setup here is, oh, don't delete it. I've deleted my other one by mistake. Team setup here is Mother Sibel, use your revive on death skill, and then use your HP swap. And Gorlos is doing your burn for damage and drop defense. That is it. And then this bad boy runs and runs, and you can get yourself some of that crazy dust, which is basically, it's now a game changer for anyone who is trying to farm decent gear at the end game. It basically means that any of the good gear that you've got is now worth taking a look at because you can re-roll the Ascension until you get the one that you want. You can see here, we're getting the revive on death just before the nuke, the health swap, and heal basically means that we get rid of all of the lost max HP, and then door loss is doing good damage, like really good. I'm surprised honestly that it's doing as much work as it's doing, but slap on the HP burn and the drop defense. It has a massive old tick of damage, and yeah, that's the run. It then basically follows this movement right the way through. There's enough speed variance here to deal with the 3%, I guess, of the decreased speed not coming on you. So I've run it about 15 times with no issues. So yeah, feels super clean. You see there, we didn't get the decreased speed on door loss, which is what I'm talking about here. Sometimes you get the 3%er, but still stays in line. We're still good. And it's just about letting him burn it down. Pretty cool team. I don't know who eventually or originally came up with this team, but I always find with the Sand Devil, if you can do 2-man stuff, maybe 3-man stuff, it's way cleaner than if you're trying to do full 5-man teams, unless you're doing like some of these big Void Legendary, massive teams. Like I could build out a quick team, but it would mean using a lot of the champions, which I use in other content, which I don't want to do. So, these would be 2 that I wouldn't use a lot. I actually do use Mother Sibel in a 1 Hydra team, but that's probably, if only I could get Necmo Thar. Maybe I'm going to have one more little pop at Necmo Thar this weekend, because he would basically be her and some. But that's it, guys. It runs right the way through. And yeah, an extra option if you've got Mother Sibel from like an old fusion and a cheeky door loss just living in the vault. Let me know what you reckon. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.